60,000 licenses, there are 8 full-time license inspectors. That's from Cumberland to Arnprior to Chaffee's Logs. Okay, 8 staff. To manage the Byward market, because it's so amazing, we need the equivalent of 10 staff. Okay, and that's not even enough. I mean, someone like the NCC ran it, they'd have 100 staff because of the promotions and advertising and everything else. So there's huge demand, and so we can't keep giving to one section to try to balance that. So that's the issue, that there's a lot of turnover. You folks see them come and go. You folks see the folks who are just out there strumming money because they've got a hat in the ground to have money come into it. So from the street ambassadors, our staff who are in the yellow t-shirts, right through to me, the manager, who last year had to come out and deal with the accordion player for hours at a time.
Yeah.
We laugh, but I mean that's our reality.
I'm not laughing
okay?
at you.
No.
I'm laughing at the accordion player.
We run the market like a business, and that's what council has told us to do. We're cost recoverable, so they didn't give us a blank check to run that place and do what we want. So there has to be an understanding that you are part of a dynamic area, and at $200 for 50 or 60 buskers, it's not going to come close to what it's costing to be out there and administering and enforcing that program. So that's what we're mandated to be break even, and we're not going to do that, but we need to figure out what it is. So saying it's got to be $35, the fee that we have now has been approved. I haven't got the authority to change it, and that's our reality. So this guy's been asking.
Yeah, you talk a lot about the collective, about everybody, and about the collective. I mean, the Byward is right in downtown. There's a lot of problems downtown with youth, with everything. There's all kinds of people. There's problems with crack. There's problems with the homeless people. A lot of social problems, and I understand that. And you talk about the price, you see, and the price affects all of these people, because I remember there was a little boy who would play the accordion and would fundraise money, not for himself or to make money, but for a charity. Now he can't do that. And I started busking because I didn't have money and I thought it was a good idea to go. And I'm one of the buskers who plays well. And me in Ottawa, I know I play better, but I'm there. You know what I mean? And there was another boy who was playing his violin from high school, trying to raise money for his violin, but he can't do that anymore. But here you talk about the collective, and when these decisions were made, none of us were there, and I was in the market almost all the time. You could have seen me there.
I only see you there on Saturdays when it's busy.
Every Sunday.
He's
Yeah.
there.
So,
I should have brought a picture to show you.
I don't understand when you talk about the collective, because I'm trying to see everything. Because usually I have just heard, well, your people and the vendors, but not the buskers or the people, because people would come to us all the time and they would look for us, for our music. So.
And we encourage that, and we want to legitimize it. So
no,
the vendors.
You're not encouraging with this price issue, because it is killing a lot of freedom for a lot of people who are not even buskers. Because if you talk about buskers, I can pay that, but I don't care about me, because this includes everyone, and I'm talking about the collective for everybody.
Okay. So if I could just clarify that though, because that's what I hear from the majority of folks. I can pay that, but somebody else can't. So in the one-on-ones that I've had with buskers, they're saying they can pay it. So let's be clear, if someone is a registered charity, of which we have many, and we've got the, I'm forgetting the name of the group from Glebe High School, the Stomp group, who, we work with them. We knew about Stomp. We brought them when we had CTV Canada AM on the market, and they performed because we knew them, and they performed, and they don't pay. They are not part of the not-for-profit program in the market, and they can play elsewhere. So if someone is a legitimate charity, it can't be, and it's the same thing as anyone else, legitimate charities, because we had people who showed up and put whatever cents in their pocket and then gave the charity money. There's a process to be a registered charity in the Byward market. They have to have a letter from the charity that they're coming from and say that's who they are. If someone performs and they want to come under that auspices, they get 3 days per year to come and do that. So let's make sure that we're separating out the folks that are wanting to perform, have a quality act, and are engaging with the public.
But it does affect, because I understand what you're saying, but I saw a man who was preaching the Bible, and was preaching God, but yet he had to pay for a buskers. I don't understand.
I'm not aware of that.
Yeah,
I was there that day, and I talked to him. I'm like, why you got that on? He's like, oh, I had to pay. Man, these people are making me pay too. I don't understand.
Okay.
You know,
well,
it's like
I can't speak to that because that's a different thing with freedom of speech, etc. But again, as a not-for-profit, he would go through the same process. And if he legitimately is a not-for-profit, he can do that. So again, let's not deal with the one-offs. Let's try to deal with the collective. So if people are there, so are we happy with the registration done within an hour on the street process and then going through the rotation through 12 locations? And if all I can tell you in trying to create 12 locations, about 4 of those vendors opposed when they saw the map. They don't want them there. So the space out in front of Moulin de Provence, they don't want it there. The space next to the Lafayette, they don't want it there. So we took heat from them to get those spaces because we said traditionally that's where it is. And one of the reasons why the city is spending $250,000 on this location is so that we can have the big performances. There's nowhere large enough. So the benefit is this is Aubrey's Meats, and hopefully they'll continue to be in business and it won't become a bistro or some kind of takeout. But the notion is that this becomes the big busker pitch in the market. The location that people are currently choosing to use between 2 restaurants on the William Street Mall at George is not, should not, and there have been issues with people being hit by cars because of the size of those acts. So that is not a busker pitch, let's make it perfectly clear, and it is not an area where people can perform. So the notion is one of the reasons why we're doing this is that day and night, this is the place, and especially at night when Aubrey's is closed, it can become the backdrop, and so that whole area can become a busker space. So to say and again, I hear it all the time, we don't listen about the artists, we don't listen about the importers, we don't listen about the people who buy and sell produce. We try to take all those interests in. So I'm not hearing any concerns, and we're going to answer all the questions till they're done, but I want to hear concerns about everything except price, so we can make sure that we get those articulated. We're going to keep over them, and like we do with the Vendors Association, we're prepared to reconsider stuff if there are problems, if we can make it better. We cannot do that for 2010. Okay, that's our challenge. So issues with the existing program as it exists. So Gabrielle, you've spoken, sir.
Hour and a half.
Okay. Your issue, sir?
I was going to say 3, but then I could figure if there's only 12 spots, you're going to have all kinds of musicians waiting around the place. Hour and a half.
Yeah, so this is brainstorm. You don't even need to justify. We just want to hear what it is. And of course, this is like startup time in the market. We've done surveys with our vendors. What time do the artists want to arrive? Some think they should be there at 6:30. Some vote for 7. Some vote for 7:30, 8, 8:30, 9, 9:30, 10. It's like, Porter's trips to Toronto. It's on the hour. So we can't do it. We have to do what the collective want. But so time, someone would like 1.5 hours.